getting a drink.
Okay.
You're live.
We're live. We're almost ready to go. If Ollie Schminke can ever get his act together, we'll get this show started officially. Here we go. We're close. We're very close. Closer. Here we go.
Lower Paxton, you gotta do better, do better, do better, do better, do better. Lower Paxton, you got. It's time for Linglestown Gazette Live. Grab your favorite beverage.
Beverage.
Let's roll. Get up to speed on all things local. Keep it close, keep it right. Hear the news come alive tonight. One more turn, one more sign. We're on your side. It's time for the show. It's time for the show. Linglestown Gazette Live. Let's go. It's time for the show.
Let's go.
It's time for the show. Linglestown Gazette Live. Let's go. Let's go.
Wonderful. The band is doing a great job. Here they are, the Blue Mountain Boys. Here they are right here. And they won't show up. I don't know what's going on. There they are, the Blue Mountain Boys on top of Blue Mountain on a hike a few months ago. Well, if you didn't know, my name is Bill Bostic. We'll try and get the Blue Mountain Boys out of here. Out you go. Out you go. Bill Bostic, host of this dog and pony show that we call Linglestown Gazette Live. And to slate it, this is Wednesday, not Monday, but Wednesday, folks, August 5th, 2026, rolling into the month of August. And we welcome all of you to this local news magazine show. And we try and cover all of Central Dauphin School District, not only the school district, but also Lower Paxton Township as the biggest and largest. And we'll even go as far as to say the best municipality in the Harrisburg region, along with the other 6 municipalities served by Central Dauphin. So that's what we attempt to do. Now, on tonight's show, this is what's happening. Let me look at my list. I am actually prepared very much. Two-sided thing here. Some big news coming out of Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living. We'll take a quick look at that. Then we're going to move into our icebreaker. And this guy is going to be making an appearance. Ollie Schminke. He was on his high horse today, and I'll let you know what that was all about. We have a new intern to introduce as well. And then a couple other items on the icebreaker. In the business spotlight, we're going to give a free, absolutely free, no donation required spotlight to a place that came to my aid today in a most wonderful way. So we'll find out about that. And then moving on to page 2, we have a sports report from the gentleman on our cast who never contributes any news. He's actually going to weigh in. We'll introduce him in a second. He has something, actually not one, but 2 sports reports coming in hot and heavy tonight. All right. And then in new news, we'll take a look at last night's night out for public safety. A look at a golf tournament that I'd like some people to help me out with. And then a few other miscellaneous items. And of course, we'll be hearing from Anthony Cristillo about what's on his mind, what's bothering him, what he wants to change, who he wants to fire, all those kinds of things. We're getting into that. And we'll wrap up with some news about Linglestown Gazette. We are at this point, believe it or not, in our history on our 4th iteration. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 iterations. We're getting some traction, but we've reached a turning point. We'll be talking about this great turning point to wrap up the show. So without further ado, I want to introduce my hero, my friend. He's a provocateur. And last but not least, my mentor. Now, sometimes some of the things he mentors me on is how not to do things. And that's usually the case. Hailing from Fishing Creek Valley, living in Colonial Park, Mr. Anthony Cristillo. Welcome, Anthony, to the show.
What an introduction. Hey, I'm sorry to disappoint the ones that don't like me, but I survived my heart procedure last week, so I'm here live. ready to bring the ratings back.
Yeah, and then we got one more procedure to go to hopefully get you in good
Yeah.
shape for a while, right?
Yep. Yeah, I got to go to DC at some point and have surgery. So
That yeah.
MedStar
Well,
Hospital
hopefully
in
that'll be the
Washington,
winner.
DC. I hope. I hope. So, and I'd like to thank everyone who texted me, sent me Facebook messages, instant message on there. I got
Yeah.
a lot of love from some people. So thank you to everyone who did that. Appreciate that.
Now, what kind of drink do you have tonight? We have to get your drink ready to go for the show. Do you have any drinks?
Yeah, my Polar seltzer water. I like black cherry and lime.
Okay, I like lime. I don't know about black cherry. I have my coffee, a little bit of coffee. I have to cut down on my coffee, and then this is seltzer water in here.
Yeah,
from Costco.
I guess they fired up the roaster today, huh? I didn't.
That was the word. I didn't hear the roar. I didn't hear any. Didn't smell any smells. I heard no fire station sirens.
You know how I mentioned this. You know how I mentioned this morning when we were sitting out there to Fred and everybody, the smell in the air, and I was on Facebook then later in the day, and people were complaining about it, and I think it was manure on the fields or whatever. I
smelled it. I thought it was.
Yeah, I did too, but it was because of the low cloud cover and all that. It was just kind of keeping it down.
The environment, the climate.
They were complaining. Someone blamed it on the Iran war. They did. That's a serious post somebody put up.
Are you sure that can make the conspiracy theory of the week?
Yeah.
Let's introduce Anthony. You haven't met this young lady. I want to introduce you to our new student intern. Look at that. She's a junior at a Christian school locally. Her name is Edna Troublemaker. This is Edna.
All right.
And she'll be helping us out from time to time. She's just new, but she's very excited to join the staff. So I wanted to let everyone know that. Now, one thing after introducing Edna, that I think anyone that watches this show periodically knows that on occasions, every once in a while, some things that I talk about and introduce do not really fit into what I would call reality. And Edna may be one of those elements. But one last thing I want to say about her. The two reasons I brought her on: one, she has a winning smile. That was the main, and the other one is she loves coffee. So that's the only reason I brought her on. There were many more qualified people who were seeking this position, but Edna won me over by those two qualities. So I want to welcome her to the cast of characters.
You didn't select her based on the development that she lives in?
No, she doesn't live in a Pike Town. She lives in Pike Town. She doesn't live in a development.
Did that go over your head?
Yeah, it probably did. But I was excited about letting people know she lives in Pike Town. She aspires.
Just similar to the way the supervisor picked a reason for picking a.
Edna wants to be a journalist, Anthony, and
you
also
think she's a junior in high school?
Yeah, don't you think she is?
I don't know. I'm just asking you what you said.
A junior, and at a Christian school locally, and she wants to be the mayor of Pike Town. That's one of her other aspirations. All right,
good for her.
Okay, moving on. Now, occasionally, I will go into the events that are available, looking at what's happening in your area or across the nation or whatever on Facebook, and I'll click interested in ones that I think I'm interested in, others that I think maybe guys like you, Anthony, would be interested in. And then, so I want to let people know I do that. And if you look at my picks, occasionally there are winners. And I participated with one of the events of today. I went over to the, what is it? It's not Home Depot. The one on Union Deposit Road. What is that called? Lowe's on Union Deposit Road. They had a company selling lobster rolls. Cousins Maine Lobster. Yeah, they have a Harrisburg franchise, and they were over there in the parking lot. You never ate off that
truck before?
No, I didn't. But here's what I got, Anthony. I got a Connecticut lobster roll.
Yeah, it's not bad. I've had it. Did you get the
You
tater
would
tots?
you would eat it? What's that?
I ate it. I ate it before.
Yeah,
It,
it's high in protein. That's why I got it.
yeah, good for you. See that?
And I also bought, let me, for
The tater
dessert later
tots.
after the show, a whoopie pie, a Maine whoopie pie. And
Wow.
I think there's a controversy. I think Maine wants to take credit for the whoopie pie, but
Sorry, Wayne. Sorry, Maine. Came out
Pennsylvania,
of Lancaster County.
is that where it was? I was thinking maybe Berks County, but Lancaster County.
Well, anywhere. It was PA got the whoopie pie.
Yes, forget about Maine. But
My one sister used to make whoopie pies. My dad loved them.
I'm gonna put a piece of tape and put Pennsylvania whoopie pie over this.
Yeah.
And get rid of the Maine. One more thing here on the icebreaker. Oh, this has to do with Ollie Schminke, your buddy.
Oh,
Okay,
jeez. That's scary.
let me ask you a question. Have you ever really taken in from start to finish a NASCAR stock car race?
From
you watched-
start to finish, no.
Yeah.
I've watched them, but I cannot sit there and watch cars make turns for 5 hours.
You can't even you can't wait around for the crashes and that kind of
No,
stuff.
I like the Formula One race, you know. But no, I've watched them, but I doesn't last long.
Yeah, I was fans of Jeff Gordon back in the day. I like Jeff. And have you ever heard the NASCAR term taking you to the shed and know what that means?
I've heard the term. I didn't know it was a NASCAR.
Well, yeah, NASCAR was, back in the day, was like a family affair. I mean, it wasn't corporate back in the day. It was like they gathered and did their races on Daytona Beach and other places. So as the thing was growing, if a stock car driver or someone in their crew got out of hand, they would take them. They would say, "I'm going to take them to the shed," and sort of get their heads on straight. So that's what happened today. Ollie Schminke came into the office full of vim and vigor and said that he needed to talk to me. And what he observed was that he was getting tired of watching me go about my work, most of it being done late at night, after midnight, that kind of thing, because he knows my history. Three times I've started this thing and I've dumped. I one thing happened after another. I would end up having to quit. So Ollie's concerned that I'm moving into the red zone.
Okay.
You should have seen. Take a look at this guy. You should have seen. He's talking to me, and the cigarette is just bobbing up and down, up and down. And I'm saying, Ollie, I can't understand you. I have a hearing problem. Now you're mumbling through that cigarette. So he's telling me to get my act together health-wise. Go to bed no later than midnight. Cut down on the coffee. Take it easy, and get myself straightened out, because now we'll talk about it later in the show. We're heading into a transition period, a turnaround, a sort of tipping point, if you may or will. And he wants me to be ready to go when that tipping point hits. So I just,
yeah, it scares me that you talk to an imaginary person all the time. And I'm just going to get that out of the way right away. That frightens me. And that you take advice from an imaginary person. That's just bizarre. But, people are saying that you're freezing on YouTube and they can't watch it. Is there a problem with the YouTube feed tonight?
That's beyond my pay grade, Anthony. Have them switch over to Facebook. Switch to Facebook.
Go to Bill's personal page and click on.
Yeah, it's facebook.com/Bill.Bostic, and you'll find it. Okay. That takes care of the icebreaker. And now we're going to move into the business spotlight. But first, we're going to pay homage to Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living, our title sponsor.
Looking forward to my new pool next year.
2027, a new pool going into Colonial Park. Everyone take note, write it down on your calendars.
14 by 28 rectangle with a nice deck and
something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. And I do want to and also I can put this up. I want you to get a pen, some paper, and there'll be some information show up here if I can find it. I may not be able to. I have a little video for them, and I'm not seeing it. Anyways, if you go to Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living, do that search on the internet. Oh, I know where it's at. Hold on, it's down here in the videos. That's why I didn't have it. Here we go. If you do. To in 2028.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear a word you were saying while that thing was up,
Okay.
so I'm not sure if anybody else did, but I couldn't
All right.
hear it.
Yeah, that was just to show you some contact information.
All right. I didn't hear what you were saying, so.
I mean, yeah, that's what, if you looked at it, it was just contact information. So just go to Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living, their website, their Facebook page, they're on TikTok, and you should find information about signing up for 2028 jobs at a deep discount. So that's what I was trying to get across. Thanks for letting me know, Anthony, that the music on the video blotted me out.
Yeah.
As far as business spotlight, today is part of what tipped off Ollie Schmicky about taking me to the woodshed was I've developed a little bit of a health issue, nothing serious, but sort of a warning sign that I am getting into the red area when it comes to pushing things. Okay. So I went to my doctor, Aspire Family Medicine. They're on Linglestown Road, across from that multi-story office building on the other side of 39 from Colonial Country Club. They're at 4800 Linglestown Road, Suite 104, right off the parking lot. And I've been going there for a number of years. I go to Dr. Edward Robles. And if you ever search for Edward Robles, you'll find out that he's always getting like 5-star ratings. I've never really seen anything other than a 5-star for him. Not that I looked that hard, but he is an outstanding doctor, spends time with you, checks you out. Now, today I couldn't get him, so I met with a certified registered nurse practitioner, Melissa Sellers. And Melissa was just great, too. Their support staff, easy to talk to. Everything, I'm glad I made that switch a number of years ago. It's worked out fine. So if you're looking for a doctor or you feel you need a change, consider Aspire Family Medicine. So that, and here's the logo. I might as well show it. So it's not a very good logo. I'm not real. Joe Gilloway is much better at doing this stuff, finding these logos. Let's just go through our other sponsors as well. We'll start off with, then we have Sharon Stump, who is one of our business sponsors. And I have this is because of Joe Gilloway, a better State Farm logo this week. Thank you, Joe. He's on vacation, by the way.
Okay.
And then our friends over at Panacea Healing Arts, where I go, I think, next week for a massage. The one and only top real estate agent, and what she's a realtor. Meet Angie Miller with Remax Premier Services, an office on Linglestown Road, close to, again, Colonial Country Club. You can count on Angie. And I think that, we have one more, and I saw him last night at the night out, Marriott's Power Washing. He has the best looking ads out there on those signs in the right of ways. And I'm not going to say anything more about that. They're in the right of ways, and his trucks are beautiful. His equipment looks very professional. So I know he's going to be coming over to do my chimney this fall in October.
Oh, wow.
So that and other individuals in the community, a handful, not many, but a handful, have given cash donations to help us out. And we appreciate everyone that's participated with us financially to keep this thing going. That takes care of that. We're moving right along, Anthony. It's time for sports, local sports. Let's turn it over to our sports correspondent, Anthony Cristillo.
Yeah. All right. I got two sports things here, one local and one it's local to me. So because I like it, everyone else has to like it. First, I want to mention, if you could pop this flyer up for the Thin Blue Line game that's going to be played on September 25th at McDevitt Football Field. against the Cumberland Valley Eagles. I've helped with this in the past. Sheriff Nick Chiumenti puts this whole thing together. It's a great turnout for just a wonderful cause. And the flyer's attached, and look for it on Facebook under the sheriff's Facebook page. Get involved. Come on out to the game. There's I'm not going to mention some surprises he has. Nick's going to come on your show at some point, Bill, and talk about it. But Nick was giving me something very exciting last night that he's working on getting out there for this game.
All right.
We did it the very first year over at CD, and then a second time it was at McDevitt, and
Okay.
then took a year or two off. I don't know, but whatever it was. But now it's back for another time, September 25th, 7 o'clock. It's going to be a great night. It's always a great turnout, and there's always swag you can buy, and there's challenge coins. There's all kinds of stuff. But
There's some of the families that have suffered the loss of
Yes.
a loved one come out.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And he has big poster pictures of the heroes that have been that have passed away, and has their very nice display of their posters, and the families of those who have passed away come out. So it's really it's a great event. It really is.
Mr. Sports, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You have an early prediction on who's going to win the game, the Crusaders
Yeah,
or the
I
Eagles?
think just I'm a CD Rams fan, as you know,
Right.
but
Right.
I'm sure McDevitt's just going to bury Cumberland Valley. I mean, come on.
I think Cumberland Valley's been as well as
It-
CD. Honestly, they haven't really been the best in recent years.
They've
They're
been
sort of-
struggling. It's their
Yeah.
feeder program that's been struggling and coming through. But I think CD's got. I was talking to Coach Mack back in June. He's happy with what's happening, and team looks good. So we'll see. But
Yeah, Coach
McDevitt
Mack.
wins.
Coach Mack really likes his guys getting in the weight room. He thinks that gives them an advantage. And I think
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
the last thing I want to mention, I ran into. I haven't checked it out fully, but now there's this little device, Anthony. It's like a red microphone. You can actually do sports reports, like post-game interviews and all that kind of thing, like radio broadcasts. We could do it actually on Linglestown Gazette.
Really?
Yeah, you could. It's like the device is $299. It's like having a radio station in your hand. And
Okay.
I'm going to talk to Joe Gilloway and see if I can get him. He's sort of like his interest in doing what he's been doing is waning, but maybe this new thing would get him fired up again. I couldn't do it completely because of my family responsibilities, but I could help out.
No, I mean that's right up his alley. He loves doing that. So I have a second.
So I'll talk to him about that.
Look for more.
Yeah, what's the
info on
second
this
one?
Thin blue line game. All right, second one is big news, and I'm heading down to Ocean City.
Breaking
later on
news!
Friday.
Breaking news!
This is huge news. Okay, this is the White Marlin Open started early Monday morning in Ocean City, the 53rd White Marlin Open.
And those are white marlin are big fish, right?
Yeah, you got it. So the first qualifying white marlin was brought in just about an hour ago. I found out 71 inches, weighing in at 70 pounds. It's got to be 70 inches and above to qualify.
So this was a small one in regard to white marlin.
I mean, it's not going to be, it's definitely not going to win. But Michael Jordan's team won last year.
Wow.
And I mean, this is a big money deal.
I wonder if Michael's NASCAR team drove them up to Ocean City, Maryland.
No. He flies his plane in, puts it right in, flies right into the Ocean City airport, and he's very friendly, very accessible to people out there. Teresa and I are going to go. I think we're going to go over Friday night over to the Sunset Grill or Saturday night, one of the nights, but we're staying down till Monday this time.
All right. Very, very good sports report.
How you
Anthony.
like those for sports report? All right.
gonna-
Now, can I get and start railing now?
Well, if you do the echo, because we're moving into new news.
New news.
Come on. There you go. Very, very good. Very good.
All right.
What?
So Monday night was the township meeting. I got up, I spoke, and I'm now preparing my comments so that I don't start losing track and getting pissed off and start rambling on.
Mr. Cristillo.
Just
Mr.
yeah.
Cristillo. No,
So
we're not talking about that today.
yeah, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. You got to go. Yeah, stop, Mr. Cristillo. It's so I brought up the Cat Scheib about the so the reason why, so she was very childish, what she did the other night. I just think to me it's funny, and my wife texted me instantly and was laughing her ass off. She obviously talked to somebody who told her that calling me Tony is like a no-no. And my wife calls me Tony certain times. Sometimes she'll call me Tony. I like Anthony. I prefer Anthony. Now, if Cat Scheib wants to call me Tony, can call me Tony. But she's going to have to check with Teresa on that, because only certain people can call me that. But seriously, though, I called her out on her bizarre statements about why she voted to select George Little as the supervisor. And she had mentioned because he lives in the Hodges Heights area of the township. Now,
Right.
I took a screenshot of what she said at the meeting, closed captioning, and she said that, okay? But she then tried to say that everything south of Union Deposit is considered the Hodges Heights area. I don't know that she's ever been to Hodges Heights. I would like her to report back, tell us what street Hodges Heights is on.
Well, maybe she went there before Hodges Heights area got built up. Those developments weren't always out there.
I don't know. And then I disagree with her saying it's an unrepresented area. I know Stephen Miller said that he feels like they're not represented because of the dump issues, but they are working on those dump issues. They have been working on those dump issues. And what he has to realize is that it's not a quick fix. Robin did present, yeah, I am still on the HAPAL tax case. Yes, I am. I'll be going to the next authority meeting to find out if it is in the lien status, and I'm gonna purchase that lien. As soon as that goes to a lien, I'm buying it. So yes, the answer, Dave, is absolutely. So that's not a quick fix on the dump. And Robin presented her solutions, and none of the other three, John Campbell, Cat Scheib, and Pamela, responded, even acknowledged that they got it. I mentioned on Monday night how I sent an email out to all the supervisors, and the only two people and the manager, and the only two that got back to me were Robin and Mike Gossard, the manager. I mean, the others never respond. So if anybody's not representing Hodges Heights, it's those three supervisors, because Robin's been working on it. And the prior board was trying to work on things as well. So,
well, I think beyond what they're doing, that's really falls into the staff has to work on that. The supervisors don't. Maybe they can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. I mean, Mike Gossard is working on it, but it's not something that's going to just stop and tomorrow morning. I mean, Robin has a plan, Mike has a plan, and they're working through it. So to say that they're not represented is completely false.
The other thing is this involves the state with the Department of Environmental Protection. So you have that complication. And just a quick note, I've looked at the comments about the freezing. When your screen freezes like that on YouTube, one thing to try is to refresh your screen. If that doesn't work, then definitely flip over to Facebook. Because apparently, Alan McCormick, or he goes by Mac McCormick online here, he was having trouble on YouTube, but found it was better on Facebook. So
it works.
Then that's completely out of my control. And if I have to blame somebody, who I'm going to blame.
Yeah, that guy.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
Ollie.
scary. Whoa.
What else do
So
you have,
anyway,
Anthony? What else?
wait a minute, I wasn't done talking.
Okay.
So Robin has presented ideas, and so all I'm saying is they are represented, and so for her to make that statement is just completely bizarre. The other comment, if anybody didn't watch, is I commented about Pamela constantly using her phone, either
Mhm.
taking calls or texting, and being disrespectful not only to her colleagues on the board, but to the voters.
Mhm.
It's so disrespectful. And the township employees, she's up there to do a job. If she can't be without her phone for an hour, then maybe she should just stay home. And that takes me to my second point. I
Okay.
am starting
Point number two. Point number
point number
two.
two related to Pamela Thompson. I'm starting a petition, and I'm, gonna be. If you want to come to the coffee shop, 7 o'clock most mornings, not tomorrow morning, and not next Monday, but most mornings I'm at St. Thomas. You'll see me sitting outside when the weather's nice, or in the outdoor seating
The patio.
patio when it's iffy weather. Sign my petition to have her. Listen, it's not going to happen. Okay, let's face it. She's not going to resign from the board. But I want to present a petition with I've heard from lots and lots of people that want to sign it. So I'm going to get it started and present that at one of the future meetings in the weeks to come.
Yeah, you worked hard over the keyboard to come up with that petition a couple of days ago.
I did. I sent you 3 drafts of it, and I sent it to another friend of mine who I hold in very high regard, and I respect his opinion and feedback, and he gave me some good feedback on it. So I'm gonna do it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not gonna happen. She's not gonna resign. They can't make her resign, but I just want to present it. It's important to me because she disrespects the voters, the people
Yeah,
that voted for her.
There's
I mean,
people.
come on. Let's stop texting and
there's-
using the phone during the meeting. Okay?
And digging in her pocketbook.
And digging in her purse. Pay attention. And nothing drives me more insane than watching somebody up there just fidgeting around and not paying attention.
So what was the guy on 60 Minutes that always complained?
Andy
Andy
Rooney?
Rooney. You're like Andy Rooney. So
I
now
just want-
now you're gonna have to listen to my feedback for you. Something to consider. I'm not going to
Yeah.
disagree with you at one bit, Anthony, but we have 2 choices to make when we
I had
have
a
these
third.
kinds of
I had
situations.
a
Oh, you have a third
point.
All right. Okay, make your third point, then I'll
Here's
give you
the
my
third
rebuttal.
point. A lot of people don't realize, they don't pay attention enough to local politics to know that recently a supervisor quit. Okay.
Right.
And therefore there's an interim supervisor. Well, that supervisor who quit is still using his official social media page to spread lies and defamatory comments about yours truly. And the solicitor, I presented a question to the solicitor. They should have some type of written rule or something on the books that when you quit, resign, whatever you do, you no longer can you use your official social media page, because it confuses people. They don't, there's a lot of people that don't realize he's no longer a supervisor, and it appears that he's speaking on behalf of the other supervisors.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want that type of lawsuit.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, I did some checking on this. There has been litigation over this very issue. And based on what I read, Anthony, I don't believe from a legal perspective that the Facebook page or account that he's using is quote unquote official. The courts would probably look at it based on past court law as a personal page. But with that said,
does say supervisor.
It does.
Yeah.
But so he's okay, I think, to use it, but it's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
No.
Yeah.
No. Anything else? Number 4. Do you have number 4?
No, I don't have number 4.
Yeah, I just want to rebut one thing and sort of give a balanced approach to this. Whenever you have, you sort of alluded to it. There's no way of making Pamela resign the board can't take a vote and have her kicked out. It has to go
Right.
through the Pennsylvania state legislature.
Yeah, and it's not gonna
It's not going to
It's
happen.
not gonna happen. No.
So, but so we can either encourage her colleagues, be they on the board or outside the board, whoever her gang is to huddle around her, pull her aside, and encourage them to help her out a little bit on some of these protocols and what she does, right? So that would be one positive thing, that if those who are on her side and want to see her succeed, and I think we all would like to see her succeed, but those who are close to her and that she'll listen to go help her out. I mean, that's
really. I mean, she's sitting up there just doing everything but participating in the meetings.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. And, like Alan spoke the other night, and he was spot on everything that he said about the comments she made prior to the selection of the intern supervisor.
Yeah, Dave, I see your comments. I'll gladly talk to you about it. And this is all legitimate stuff. I don't know if you watched the meetings. If you did, and you also watched Linglestown Gazette, there's been a lot of talk on these issues. So it is. I think it's very fair to point it out, and it's not ganging up. I just listen to what I just said. Get some people who are in her camp that work with her. She won't talk to me, and never has. She shrinks away from me.
No, I think that they're gonna. I think after Monday night's meeting, I'm pretty sure they're gonna speak to her about it. I'm sure. I mean, whether she listens, that's a different thing. That's a different story. But if Dave Kunkel's watching the board meetings and is okay with her texting and talking on the phone, then good for him. I don't know. Maybe that's the way he operates at his job. But I know that it's very important to focus on what you're doing. She was elected to that position. They didn't elect her to sit up there and make phone calls, receive phone calls, and send text messages and look for candy in her purse or whatever she's doing in that purse all day.
All right.
Simple. So next,
see what else. Next subject is based on your comments. I mean, I was there with my colleague Lisa Hoyer. It turned out that the Lower Paxton Township Night Out for Public Safety was a great event. I think
it was great.
And I have some news coming out of that. We had a little presentation was made to a key person who volunteer here on Linglestown Gazette. So let me roll that tape. If I can
very
find
deserving. Very deserving.
If I can find it. I may not have it here, but I awarded a press badge to Lisa Hoyer. And online she has L.A. Hoyer. And it looks like I didn't get it. Let me see if I can add it while we're on the air here. Because I'd like to show it. It's just like 29 seconds. Yeah, here it is. So let me add it, and then we'll play it. So thank you for your patience. Again, this is where a show producer would be very, very helpful. It's downloading now. It's almost there, I think. I really don't know.
Oh my gosh. So in the meantime,
let me see what else.
Rob and Lindsay was there last night. John Campbell.
Yeah.
I think Pamela.
Did you see?
Was there,
I didn't
right?
see John.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't see Pamela. I didn't see John.
Well, they were. I didn't see them while I was there. I saw them in a picture. I did see Robin there. She was there. I was there from 5:30 till 7:30, something like that.
Yeah, if we're gonna drop names, I saw Representative Justin Fleming, Dauphin County Sheriff Clemente. I talked to Brett Graham, the public safety head.
Mike Gossard. I talked to him for a while. He came up. I introduced my wife to him. Kat Scheib wasn't there. I did not see her. She wasn't.
Here we go. Here's the presentation we made last night.
So Lisa, here we go. We'll don this on you.
All right.
So what do you have to say now that you're officially a press member here with Linglestown Gazette?
Well, now I hope I can get in everywhere I need to get access so I can let everybody in Lower Paxton Township know what's going on with my pictures and speaking to the people that run the meetings and attend the meetings and get what they have to say. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa's a great person. She's a good person.
She is. She's been a real blessing to have her around. Not only what she does, but she's very encouraging, Anthony. A very positive person. Has been through some hardships and has come through them. And I mean, I can tell you, she was over there that night out, and she must have, people she didn't even know were coming up and talking with her.
Yeah, she's a very nice lady. She's got great taste in food too, because she eats at Gabriella's.
Well, I went to the Lobster Shack. I mean, does that count?
Yeah, I tell you what, that's pretty upscale for you.
All right, that brings it now. Anthony, you can weigh in on this as I'm talking about to close down the show. As far as Linglestown Gazette, a couple of things I think everyone needs to know. I've said it many times. If you watched the show, you know that I've been very persistent throughout the last, since 2026, 20 years. I've been banging away at this thing and have had 3 starts and stops. This is the 4th one. And by far, this one is catching on, getting traction better than any of the other ones. So that's great. We're moving in a positive direction. Now, the other thing that we're doing that you may or may not realize is that this Linglestown Gazette is actually a laboratory for local journalism. Local journalism has been decimated throughout our country because the old model of selling ads and getting subscriptions and all that it doesn't work anymore. Wouldn't you agree, Anthony? I mean, that's gone. That's dead.
Yeah.
So we're trying to come up with a new format, a low-cost format, one that has at least an element of volunteer help, and deliver news efficiently and effectively using AI to some degree, using YouTube to be able to see meetings and track them without physically going out there and having a big crew of people, and other elements as well. So that's the 2 parts: building Linglestown Gazette, coming up with a model that could be taken anywhere. And again, we're tracking pretty well. But the tipping point is let's talk first about the model, as far as what could be potentially a model that could be used elsewhere. I've taken it, Anthony, about as far as I can take it, given my knowledge of AI, given my knowledge of working social media effectively, given my lack of knowledge on how to quickly and efficiently start to monetize, beyond the help you and others are giving me, and have constant income coming in. There's all these things that are possible with social media. I'm not an expert on any of them. My main job is to gather the information and present it, have compelling stuff to look at and watch and listen to. So I'm going to need some help in that area. And there's groups out there. I spent almost 2 hours talking to people internationally, and Anthony has encouraged me to stay local. So we have, I've put some feelers out today, and so I'm putting some feelers out there today. Now, the other part with that is, go ahead. What were you going to say, Anthony?
Well, I'm sure there's somebody who watches this show or tunes in at some point, watches it on the rerun, that knows someone local here in the area. Maybe somebody in the township has a small business or a little startup that could help handle this for you. I had told you the other day when you were telling me you were talking to somebody in the Ukraine and somebody in
that was just yesterday. We talked just yesterday.
Yeah. And you got to stay away from that stuff. You don't know if you're getting scammed out of money. The first thing you're going to want is a credit card number, and then that's it. They take your money. Stay with somebody you can get in front of and meet at the coffee shop.
I appreciate that.
Talk to them.
But here's what happened. That's 2 hours now. I have a framework for what I need from talking to those guys.
Yeah,
I basically stole that from them.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's where we're at now. The other part is, and I've talked about this before, not too recently. You can imagine what I put my wife through, going through 3 startups and 3 shutdowns, depressions, illness, all kinds of stuff, because I wasn't properly handling myself in terms of my work habits and things like that. So when I started back up, I first mentioned the idea of getting back into this after I retired from my job in 2024. She gave me permission to put the Facebook page back up. after I put it up, there was activity right away, and I wasn't doing anything. People are hungry. Some people are hungry for information. So, but then when it got closer to the time, she kept, being concerned about not only me and how I work, but also the financial side. So she gave me a big goose egg budget to start. And I have to give Anthony credit. I think almost every dollar, not every dollar, but most of them came through you that we've been working on. So I thank you for that, Anthony, you and your colleagues that you got to help out. That was very much appreciated. But we're going to have to raise some money to get professional help. It's not going to be $0. Maybe they'll give us a break because we're doing something charitable, but we're going to have to raise some money to take it to the next level. Now, if we don't get enough financial support, and I can't put a number on it right at this moment, we're just starting to look at this. I mean, I personally have two decisions. One is just to do something that focuses mainly on Lower Paxton. That would be the extent of it. Or just bow out and just do other things. But that's not what I'm looking to do.
No.
That's not a threat either.
And when I talked to you yesterday about this, I had told you that I think, number one, what you're doing is great.
Yeah.
Okay. You're doing a great service to this township, with the news. But maybe you are trying to branch out too quick to other communities. And I had mentioned to you that for now, just focus on Lower Paxton and, West Hanover,
and Swatara. All three of those have YouTube channels I can take advantage of.
Yeah. So we just focus on those three.
Yeah.
And as time goes on and as more, sponsors come aboard and you find that person, that company that can help, get things moving in the right direction with the social media and the website and all that, then you branch out to the Paxtangs and the
I think it's a
Middle
good
Paxton and that, but for now, I know how you get, and you'll wear yourself out quick trying to do all this stuff.
Right.
And when you should just focus on Lower Paxton, Linglestown, West Hanover, and Swatara. You can pull the Swatara and the West Hanover stuff easy.
Yes.
That's simple. But this is the main focus for now, and we'll find someone that can get that website going and the social media stuff. And I really envision down the road, not in the too distant future, adding on to that newsletter that you do, whether it's quarterly or monthly, but selling advertisement on that on a small scale.
Right.
So there's a revenue stream there. Listen, let's make sure Bill isn't doing this to get rich. Okay. He's not.
Yeah, hardly.
So when he's selling advertising or sponsorships, I've given money, and people, and Jason Myers coughed up a bunch of money. We're not doing this to line his pockets. We really believe in what he's doing and love this township and need news in it.
Yeah. Well, let's close out with why I'm doing it. Because I was asked that twice, one by the guy in Ukraine and the other guy in South America, that why are you doing this? Because most people they work with are trying to make money. And I'm telling them I have an income stream through my retirement. I don't necessarily need to make money. So I said it really is somewhat of a spiritual thing, that whenever we're put on this earth for a reason. Some people figure it out, others don't. We don't, even if you figure it out, you don't know if it's really true or not. But I think my purpose, as I look back over 68 years of life, is to do what I'm doing. I can just see bits and pieces of what I did. It all points to this type of thing. And then you marry that up with the sad state of journalism in our country, and even at the local level, horrendous lack of news where communities don't know what's going on. And it's guaranteed with the way we have our government set up. If you don't have a watchdog, if you don't have a fourth estate, you don't have a press or somebody keeping an eye legitimately on government, they will go astray. And they have locally. We haven't had any regular coverage of Lower Paxton for 13 years.
Right.
And I'm not going to go into details, but there have been things that have been done that were not that public. They just went ahead and did them. Didn't have a public hearing. Didn't take steps to inform people,
Right.
and they're there. They're there. So that's why I'm doing it, because it's more. Our Constitution calls for a press. If you don't have a press, our Constitution's broken to some degree. So that's what it's all
So
about.
those two guys asked, why are you doing this? You told them it's not for the money, but what it is for is because you're set up as a nonprofit. Is to be able to
Yeah.
raise enough money and get enough money so that very soon you can provide scholarships to, kids going on to college, studying journalism, or want to get into, media of some sort, and, provide a $1,500, $2,000 scholarship and present it to them.
Or run seminars or camps for them, or
Anything.
whatever.
Anything. I mean, it's important that the money has to come in to be able to do these things, but it's not for a profit for you and your lavish
No.
lifestyle, you with the massages and the haircuts and all this
Well, look,
fancy stuff
Look,
you do. And
I can't. I've lost my razor too. So
yeah,
things.
poor guy can't afford a razor.
Anthony, thanks for your time
The
tonight.
beard looks good. I like it.
You like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I had it once before.
No, I know you
Was-
did.
Yeah, I'm just lazy. I don't want to shave anymore.
It looks good. I
All
like
right.
it. I like it.
Anthony, I appreciate your help. And
Have a great weekend. I'll see you Friday at the coffee shop. I'm not there tomorrow. I got an early morning appointment. Back Friday.
yeah, and if you have a problem with me, you have a problem with Anthony, come see us at the coffee shop. We'll have it out.
Come see us 7:00. I'm there. I'll buy you an espresso. I'm not buying you food. I'm buying you coffee. Okay? You want a coffee? I'll buy you coffee.
All right. See you next week, everybody.
see ya.
Monday night next week.
Monday night. I'll be
Have a good
back on the
night.
beach, tanned up.
Bye.